back on the Marion General Hospital pregame show, catching up with Taylor men's basketball head coach Josh Andrews before they take on Huntington tonight. We have turned the calendar over to February, and in the blink of an eye, there are just 5 games left in the regular season. Where has the season gone?
It moves quick, doesn't it? We talked today as a group. It's nice. It's nice to be February 1, be right in the thick of things, and I don't believe that most programs get better throughout the year, so we want to continue to get better. Some of that's just analyzing the game and being students of the game, how we're being defended, how teams are competing against us, keeping our minds sharp, and finding rest, all those things, all things that go into late season like this. But yeah, it goes fast, and big 5 games and 1 game at a time.
Great opportunity for your team to continue to try to put yourself on those top 4 spots. If everybody knows, top 4 gets to host a first-round tournament game and obviously sets you up better to host further games if you win and upsets happen. You're tied for 5th, and everybody else that you're trying to track down for one of those top 4 spots, you see here to close the rest of the season, beginning with 3rd place Huntington tonight. What's that like, knowing that you do have a really good hold of controlling your own destiny to try to host a first-round playoff game?
Yeah, and you get a chance to control coach speak here, but your attitude, your effort, I think you get to choose. I would probably call it humility and discipline in terms of preparation and knowing that, hey, you got to play really well to get any of these games. I actually appreciate that. I think it matches our personnel, our psyche, and we know we have to compete at a really high level, starting with Huntington, to have a chance to win. So that bring your best when your best is required, and our best is required for this game right now, and we'll see where it goes. You got to make some shots, you got to make some key plays, and sometimes in these games, somebody makes a big shot that makes the difference. We want to be in a position to take and make that big shot, and preparation and guys staying together. So we think we're going to have some opportunities here.
In the win against St. Francis on Saturday, a couple of big shots from 2 of your younger guards, a key 3 in the second half from Jacob Kinsey, and 2 threes, 1 in each half, by Jackson Olam. Obviously, both of their roles increased with the lower body injury to Jackson Lewis against St. Francis just a few days ago. But seeing them take big shots, and not just taking them, but making them, what does that mean for the final 5 games for those 2 guys in particular?
They got to keep feeding that mindset. And sometimes a guy goes down and it kind of frees you up. What do I have to lose? But we need a little bit of that spirit just inside of our 40 minutes of play. Be courageous and execute, do the scout well, and be ourselves. Don't overplay. Have a readiness about us. Those 2 guys have had numerous games this year where they've given us a nice punch. We'll need either from those 2 or additional guys, namely off the bench, but it could be from starters, just guys that can make a big play when it counts. In that time, the opponent was loading to the ball, and various guys making the pitch out or that extra pass, the one to Jake and a couple to Olam, and those are huge shots. So we're going to need a few of them, and very proud of what those guys had brought in Saturday's win.
How is Jackson Lewis doing health-wise?
He will be starting and competing tonight.
That's good news for the Trojans everywhere.
It is good news. We're very thankful, praise God, and we feel we're full go, and we're ready to go, and we have no excuses. And what a great opportunity to be February 1 and in such a meaningful game, and to be able to host and students back on campus. So it's just a fun night.
Second to final home game of the regular season. You mentioned the students are back on campus after the J-term break. How much of a jolt does that give you guys, not just knowing that this is one of the final 2 regularly scheduled home games for the season, but you get the 6th man behind you tonight after trying to really have to create your own energy for the last month?
Yeah, that's tough. The J-term crowd and can be on the road as well. It's just that the winter months, travel and weather and things like that. So, at this level, such a pure brand of ball, you need to play for the right reasons. You got to love competition in the game. But it is, we'd be fooling ourselves. We love having a nice crowd, and our students typically this time of year are raucous and get behind the guys. So we want that to be a bonus and in our favor, and look forward to competing hard and representing Taylor Athletics really well tonight.
We're joined by Taylor men's basketball head coach Josh Andrews before they take on third place Huntington tonight. Huntington comes in 17-6. They're winners of 4 in a row, and they have knocked off the top 2 teams in the Crossroads League in that 4-game winning streak, Grace, and then a 1-point win at home against Indiana Wesleyan. They're the hottest team in the league right now. How do you try to slow their 3-headed monster down tonight?
We got to play really hard, and I'm not being funny. I mean, we got to compete there. We played really, really hard together. We were tough, and I thought they got our best punch that night. So we've got to really bring it. Got to have tons of energy. Got to take care of the basketball, and it's specifically on those 3 guys. We're not shutting them down. We have to make it tough on them. We want them to have to earn everything, and that's team defense. We'll have specific guys as much as we can in those matchups, but when they're hot and they're flowing, they're such a runs team. When they get going, they are really hard to stop, and at times can be unbeatable. So that's on us. We have to be set, play from a set D, make it tough, be there on the catch, and play through runs, have a discipline and a poise about us. And our guys know that. It's about doing it, and we're up for the task.
Josh, thanks for the time. Good luck against the Forsters.
Thank you.
'94-'98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife that went to Taylor as well. And for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time, to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team, and I look at Josh, and I think he's the right guy, and I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor, to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on in the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits.
So there are the starting lineups for the Taylor Trojans tonight. Their normal starting 5 from the beginning of the year. It's been Grant Niehaus starting for the majority of the last month in place of Gavin Yoon, but Yoon gets the start tonight along with Jason Hubbard, Jackson Lewis, Jeff Clayton, and Caden Furman. On the other side is the normal starting 5 for Huntington: Landon Jordan, Ben Hummerkaus, Hank Pulver, Lane Sparks, last year's Crossroads League Freshman of the Year, and the All-American Zach Goodline. Taylor won the opening matchup in Huntington back in November. They tried to sweep their second straight Crossroads League opponent in the season series in as many games after taking the second and final game against St. Francis on Saturday. Huntington wins the opening tip. The third place team in the league is clad in black, and they go from right to left here on the opening possession of the game tonight. Near side Humrickhouse, defended by Hubbard. Right-hand drive, got into the vicinity of the free throw line, whips right side to Goodline. Jab step, open for a three, barely glanced to the front of the rim. Jordan got the miss and laid it in as he had the inside position around Taylor's Jeff Clayton. The Lewis v. Goodline matchup is one to keep your eyes on tonight, as Lewis, remember, suffered the lower body injury Saturday early in the second half against St. Francis, did not return. And Goodline, one of the fastest, if not the fastest, point guard in the Crossroads League, the senior out of Michigan. Yoon perimeter left as Taylor swung the ball around the arc. 8 to shoot as driving on Pulvers. Clayton with 6. Low dribble, rip through move, scoop off the high glass, nothing but glass. And the weak side rebound far side is Humrickhouse of Huntington. His younger brother came up to say hello earlier to make sure that we had the game on live tonight. Goodline gets tangled up with Gavin Yoon. Foul on the floor as Yoon held onto the forearm of Goodline, excuse me. First on Gav, first against either team. Huntington comes in, one of the top scoring teams in all of the Crossroads League at 86 per ball game. Sparks the lefty open for a three, long, but the long rebound comes out to the near side into the hands of Pulver. His left-hand turnaround was no good, and darting in to haul in the miss was Caden Furman of Taylor. Furman with that tape on the right thumb and wrist, throws a low bounce pass out to Jeff Clayton and spun around the left side arc. Humrickhouse v. Hubbard, skipping near side Hubbard to Furman. Driving, pulling up, fading away to his left, and it's nothing but nylon for Caden Furman. 2-2 our score as the Trojans find the scoring sheet on their second possession. 90 seconds gone here in half number 1. Corey Alford in his third season leading Huntington. Entry pass to Pulver, tiptoes the baseline, throws it up top, and it's saved by Goodline. Jabbing and firing a deeper three this time. He misses it off the front of the rim. He's 0 of 2 to start. Is the 53% three-point man, now 1 of 7 dating back to the win over Bethel Saturday. Hubbard got the rebound, got into the paint, lost it, fumbled it away, and saved on the baseline by Humrickhouse for Huntington before it sailed out of play. Pulver drives, goes right to the rim, but he blew a point-blank, wide-open left-hand layup. He had nobody around him for a mile, and he missed the easy 2. Lewis, catch and shoot 3, off target to the right. Good recovery by Goodline to force the contested 3. 2-all, 2.5 minutes expired here in the opening half. Goodline between the legs, got in, head fake, got Lewis to fly by, and he glassed it in from the left side of the board. First basket for Goodline, one of the top 5 scorers in the Crossroads League. One of just 3 men averaging over 20 points per ball game. Everybody trying to track down Jason Hubbard of Taylor, who has a league-high 24. He has it here against Pulver, second defender to see him tonight. Nice passing, finds an open Furman, but his is short into the near side of the rim. Taylor 0 of 2 from downtown to start. Huntington leading 4-2, but they're 2 of 7 overall from the floor. Humrickhouse, left-hand bang, turn around from the mid-post right. Swish for the big man, Ben Humrickhouse. It is he, Goodline, and Sparks, that 3-headed monster, with all 3 men averaging at least 14 per outing. 4-0 burst here for the Foresters. Their lead is up to 4 at 6-2. Hubbard drives, cut off by Jordan, double team. He's caught on the baseline. Pivoting on that left foot, looking for help. And Taylor swings it to the left side and Yoon. Hubbard hands it back to him. Long 2 from straight away, off target left. And the Trojans start just 1 of 5 from the field. 4-0 run for Huntington. Goodline looking for an outlet. It's Pulver holding it above his head into Humrickhouse on the near side. Gold shoes down low to the very agile Jordan. Big spin move, throws it up wildly. But he got fouled by an arm bar of Jeff Clayton before the shot could be attempted. First on Jeff, second on the Trojans. And Taylor quickly goes to the bench, and they bring in Anton Webb. Huntington just a game back of the tie for first between Grace and Indiana Wesleyan. Those are 2 of the opponents that Huntington has defeated during this 4-game win streak. Jordan to the far side, and Jackson Paul, who came in during the stoppage for Huntington. Make that Sparks, and the lefty knocks down a free throw line J. 6-0 burst here for Huntington after Furman had tied the game at 2. 4 minutes left, or 4 minutes played here in the first. Hubbard has not attempted a shot yet here today. The Trojans' leading scorer dribbles it off of his shoe right into the hands of Sparks. Last year's league freshman of the year, hesitating, goes in, got into Hubbard's body, left-hand runner too strong, almost tapped up and in by Jordan, but it's serpentined around the outside of the rim, and Lewis has it on the near sideline for Taylor. Trojans trying to get their second field goal. They're 1 of 5. Down the lane, Webb over 2 defenders, and he banks it in as he went through Pulver. That stops a long scoring drought for the Trojans, and Taylor to within 4. 8-4, 15.5 remaining here in our opening half from Odell Arena. Jordan from straight away. Webb goes darting back in, knowing Jordan's attempted only 1 3-point shot this year. Goodline, a deadly 3-point shooter, but his woes continue. 53% on the year. He's 0 of 3 from Upland tonight. Taylor to within 4 after trailing by 6. Hubbard still looking for that first basket. Nice drive in, knifed his way in off the glass with the right hand. And the Trojans use a 4-0 spurt to claw back to within a deuce. 5 minutes played, a sub sitting at the bench for Huntington, and the scores table looks to be Henry Ihrig. Here's Sparks to Goodline, left side circle. Jordan waves him around the near side. Goodline attacks, got into Lewis's body, and he threw one up and over. Webb, who went for the block. Second field goal for Goodline. Huntington back leading by 4. As Goodline turned and looked for a foul against Webb as he landed on Goodline after the shot left his hand. Here's Webb on the right side circle. Taylor and White attacking the basket to our right. Trailed by 4. The Trojans have trailed by as many as 6. Long 2 rising, clean. Hubbard over Hummerkaus. Second basket for Jason Hubbard. The Trojans' all-time leading scorer as Taylor trailing by 2. Good line around the Jordan screen now, uses it again. Down the right side of the lane, got into Lewis's body, and that's a foul on the floor. It is. That's the first on Jackson Lewis and the third one on Taylor here in the opening half. 14:06 left to play here in the opening stanza. It's a 10-8 Huntington lead in the matchup of the third-place team in the league, the Foresters, and the team tied for 5th in Taylor. We're back after this media timeout here on the Trojan Sports Network.
94-98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife. That went to Taylor as well, and for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time, to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team and I look at Josh and I think he's the right guy, and I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor, to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on to the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball. Two subs in for the Trojans, Grant Niehaus and Jacob Kinsey, in to replace Jackson Lewis and Gavin Yoon. One sub on for Huntington, that is Henry Ihrig. He's a 6'6 freshman out of Utah. He replaces Jordan. So a little bit of a smaller, more agile lineup with Jordan, the traditional post player, giving way to replacing Ihrig, who's the 6'6 forward. Huntington ball out of the media timeout. They lead by 2, 10-8. We've played 6 minutes of basketball from Odell Arena. Sparks on the handoff, up top to Ihrig, the freshman out to the elder statesman Pulver. Just scored his 1,000th career point a few games ago. Good line drives, throws it up, no good. And then the whistle blows woefully late after the miss was already corralled in. It goes against Taylor's Anton Webb. It looks like one of our officials, the crew tonight, Jordan Love, Nate Boudreau, and Eric Lowe. Looks like the crew was waiting to see if that ball was going to go in or not, and if they did, looks like they were not going to call the foul. Instead, it missed the rim short, and Goodline to the line for 2. Excellent free throw shooter at 89% in his senior season. Front rim off the glass and home. He's got a team high 5. And one more to come for the lead guard for Huntington. Was the first All-American for the Foresters since 2018, when another crafty point guard named Mike Bush took home the honors. Goodline drops home both, the former Oakland Golden Grizzly. And Huntington lead back up to 4. That's where it's been for the majority of our first half so far. Their biggest lead has been 6. Taylor did tie the game at 2, but then it was a healthy run for the Foresters after that. Furman drives right side of the lane, contested, blocked out of bounds by Ihrig. It remains with Taylor, but good help defense there by Ihrig. That 6'6" Utah frame came flying from the left block and deterred what looked to be an easy layup for Furman. 12 to get a shot away for Taylor. Humrickhouse much taller than the inbounder Kinsey. Throws it up and falling back and gathering it in near the volleyball line is Hubbard. Steps into a three over Pulver, and he tried to will it in. It skipped off the front rim short. And Taylor 0 of 3 from 3. Huntington quickly up the floor. Sparks. Oh, nice job knifing in was Kinsey. Out and running Hubbard. Humrickhouse defends. Hubbard into the body, and the basket goes. Off the glass for Jason Hubbard. 6 early, 3 of 4 shooting. And the Trojans back to within 2 on a nice fast break move by Hubbard. Near side Sparks. Niehaus went underneath the 3, and thankfully for the Trojans, Sparks missed it. Sparks 42% from beyond the arc. Taylor can tie for the second time tonight or take their first lead. Blow-by drive, Furman against Ihrig, and he lays it in with a left hand, and we're tied at 12. Second basket for Furman tonight, coming off of a 2-for-9 shooting performance in the win against St. Francis Saturday. Good line, nice hesitation, explosive drive down the paint. No look dish to Ihrig as Webb came to double team, and Ihrig lays it in uncontested. Good answer by Huntington as they take the lead back at 14-12. 8 minutes gone here in our opening half of play. Niehaus out near the volleyball line, lobs it into Webb, snatches it away from Goodline, who's tracking him from behind. Double team Hubbard, nice extra pass, Kinsey drives, cut off on the baseline left. Back out to Hubbard, near side Niehaus, bluffs the 3, got around Goodline, dumps it down low, and it's a charge against Niehaus. Reading that one perfectly was Hank Pulver. 5th foul against Taylor in the first half. We've played just 8 minutes. Furman out for TU. Jackson Olam in for the first time. And Joel Dyer makes his first appearance for Huntington. He gives Lane Sparks, last year's Crossroads League Freshman of the Year, a breather. Dyer, 5'9" junior out of Australia. Humrickhouse brings it up the near side of the floor with the Foresters with the ball and a 2-point lead. Good line right side, almost fumbled it in to the Taylor bench as he tried to save it. He threw it from one side of the floor to the near side. And that is just the second turnover by Huntington here in the first half tonight. They average 5 turnovers less per game than their opponents. One of the least prone turnover teams in the entire league. Crossover Hubbard got into Humrickhouse's body, long 2, front rim short. Webb taps it out, but Hubbard will jike back as he tries to make sure Humrickhouse, as he looked like he traveled in front of the Taylor bench. The TU reserves and the fans didn't like it. Long 3 Pulver, rolled it in with a lefty fire. Pulver, 34% from 3 on the year, and it's a nice 5-0 run here for the Foresters. Their lead is 17-12 after Taylor knotted it up at a dozen apiece. Webb, double team. Ihrig was there to defend. Niehaus spins. Left corner baseline. Ihrig defends Hubbard. They are jumping every pass down to the paint. Out to Olam, 3. That one long from the near side of the floor, but a foul underneath keeps it here with the Trojans. That's the first foul tonight against Huntington. And that's on Henry Ihrig. Lewis and Furman return for Taylor. Hubbard and Kinsey check out. Pulver goes to the bench for Huntington, and Jordan, the big man, back in. Jordan, 6'9", sophomore. If you let him get out and run, he will rip the rim off. Defends Lewis on the baseline. Far side, gets it into Niehaus. Drives, double team there. Into the corner, Lewis. Tiptoed and kept the ball in his possession with Ihrig guarding him. Lewis dances all the way up near midcourt. Goes to the right block and Webb. Good line there for a double team. Webb tried to skip the pass, and that allows Huntington to regroup. Fall away 3, left side. Furman off the left side of the rim, but nobody boxes out Niehaus for Taylor. He dribbles on the baseline and easily lays it in for 2. A miscommunication there by Huntington down low gave the easy offensive putback to Niehaus. Taylor down by 3. Fall away Dyer, lefty off the front of the rim. Webb tracks that one down for TU. Dyer's first shot unsuccessful as we approach halfway home here in the opening half. Taylor with possession, trailing by 3. Dyer guards Olam out near the volleyball line. Into the left corner to tie the game. Furman's 3, skips halfway down and out. Webb was right there, but he was too strong on a point-blank putback from the left side of the rim. Webb could have dunked it, but he wanted to try to bank it in instead. Goodline drives, got into Lewis's body. Offensive foul against Zach Goodline as he runs his hands through his hair in perplexion and confusion. Just the second foul on a Forester tonight. Jackson Paul makes his first appearance. Lane Sparks back in for HU as well. Goodline still giving our officiating crew an earful as he takes a frustrated walk to the end of the Huntington bench as Ehrig exits as well. Taylor with the ball, down by 3. They have yet to lead here this evening. They've trailed by as many as 6. Humrickhouse defends Niehaus. Driving, stopping, and flipping out to the near side arc as Webb. Sets a right side screen for Olam. Jourdain switches. Quick pinning around the arc. Lewis jumps into the air, knocked out of his hands. Jordan saves it, and Taylor gives it away for the 4th time here in the first half. Nice explosive drive by Paul. Nice head fake by Sparks. Got his defender to fly by, missed it. Jordan too tall for Furman, and his putback just rolled off the rim. A good try there for Huntington, but they still lead by just 3. Taylor has been ice cold from 3-point range after shooting 44% from downtown Saturday in the win against St. Francis on this floor. Furman, left side, open 3, and we're tied at 17 on Furman's first triple of the night. 7 for Furman, and we're all knotted at 17. 3rd tie of the opening half as we dip below 9 to play before halftime. Sparks slows it down. Furman trying to body him up. Sparks spins back to his off right hand and goes out near the top of the key in Humrickhouse. Bangs with Niehaus with 13 to shoot. And Niehaus bumped him one too many times right when Humrickhouse picked up the bounce and tried to spin it outside. Second on Niehaus, 6th one against Taylor with 8:43 left in the first. Yoon and Hubbard return for Taylor. Olam and Niehaus out. Clayton in as well, presumably replacing Webb. And that is exactly who Jeff Clayton comes in to get. Joel Dyer quickly on, quickly off, with Goodline returning to deal it in for Huntington. 17 up with 8:43 left to play in the first. Goodline has been good here in the opening half. 2 of 5 with 6 points. Lefty drive, jump stop, kicks near side, catch and shoot left corner 3, way off. But Sparks with an offensive rebound. Clayton and Jordan took each other out, and then Sparks goes in and dunks it. And they're going to get a flop against Clayton or a flop against Jordan. Both Clayton and Jordan went tumbling down. It was Clayton that looked to be boxing him out. And that's a technical flopping foul against Jeff Clayton. And so the dunk is good. And a technical free throw coming here for Goodline. So Jeff checks out. Anton Webb will come back in. Unless they're going to say that Clayton, they're trying to figure out, I think, if it's a flop warning or not. With a technical foul against Clayton and 2 free throws here for Zach Goodline. The dunk by Sparks after the sea parted as both Jordan and Clayton fell down. Goodline makes the first with 1 more to come. And a big swing here again as Taylor had tied the game at 17. It's another quick run here for Huntington. And Goodline misses the second free throw, a rare free throw miss for the 89% man. But Taylor had tied it at 12, then it was 5 unanswered for Huntington. And here, after they tied it at 17, they could have gone 4-0, but the dead ball technical foul does not give it to Huntington. It stays with the Trojans of Taylor. They have Hubbard, Lewis, Webb, Yoon, and Furman. That is 4 of their 5 starters, with Webb the only non-starter for TU. Goodline, Jordan, Sparks, Humrickhouse, and Paul. Paul the only reserve out there for the Foresters. Taylor down by just 3. Shooting just 42% from the floor. Off-ball foul, Humrickhouse, as he tried to slow down the always talented Jason Hubbard. Make it not on Humrickhouse. Looks like it goes against Jackson Paul. Paul was all the way on the other side of the floor, completely away from where the ball was. The technical foul, by the way, has put Huntington in the 1-and-1 penalty. Inbound to Webb. Good job by Goodline to cut off the handoff for Lewis. They spin. Yoon's 3 was blocked. Tapped to the far corner, out of bounds, off of Huntington. Wonderful coverage there by the 6'8" Ben Humrickhouse, who leads Huntington with 2 blocks per game. Yoon looked to be wide open, then the 6'8" man came flying out of nowhere and blocked it with his left hand. 11 to shoot in the far sideline. Taylor trailing by 3. They have yet to lead tonight. Furman, jab step, cannot get Sparks to bite, drives, free throw line, fall away, cash for Caden Furman. 9 first half points for Furman on 4 of 8 shooting. Taylor back to within 1 as we dip below 8 to play in the first half. Goodline around the Jordan screen, lobs it up. Webb tried to deter it, but Jordan caught it, dunked to the alley-oop with his right hand, and drew the foul. That thing was thrown way up there, and Jordan went up and snagged it wonderfully. Second field goal for Jordan. He draws the foul on Webb. That's Anton's second, the 8th on Taylor. We've reached a media timeout, and free throws coming for Huntington after this stoppage in play. The Forester lead is 3 with 7:45 left to play here in the first half.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
$7:45 left to play in this first half. Huntington shooting 45% from the floor. Each team has made 9 field goals. Each team has made 1 3. The difference right now, you guessed it, the free throw line. Taylor has yet to get there tonight. Huntington has gotten there 4 times, making 3. And after a one-handed alley-oop slam and one for Landon Jordan, he'll try to complete the three-point play. It tried to break the backboard, and he slyly looks around and knows that that one tried its best to get out of there. Hit the backboard hard, hit the front rim, serpentine around, went off the glass, and went home. 4-point Huntington lead. Tried to be short-lived on a Furman 3 from the corner, no good. It went off of Webb's hands, and Huntington gathers it in with Sparks. 23-19, the Huntington clearance. Again, 7.5 to play before recess. Sparks set the screen, comes near side. Lewis chases him on the switch. Near side of the floor, Sparks up top to Humrickhouse. Turned away by Webb. Jordan with Hubbard guarding him in the paint. Huntington not going down there. Driving. Shot off the rim. No good. Good try there by Paul, but better defense by Yoon to deter the open look. Taylor still down by 4. 6 early first half points here for Hubbard. Baseline left Webb. Double team is lurking there for Huntington. Driving and kicking. Open right wing 3. Yoon and the Trojans back to within 1. First basket of the night for Gavin Yoon. Huntington again collapsing aggressively with the double team every time the ball enters the post. And this time the Trojans make them pay with a Yoon 3 ball. Good line, near side defended by Lewis. Runs him into the right side, Jordan screen. Right hand floater, perfect. Good line's first scoring in a while. Leads Huntington with 9. And the Forester lead grows back to 3. 25-22 with 6.5 left to play in the first. Handoff off of Furman's hip. It goes to the backcourt. That's an over and back violation as the Trojans give it away for the 5th time tonight. Jordan and Paul check out, with Mitchell Wilson making his first appearance. 6-foot junior out of Columbia City, Indiana, has seen his minutes drop below 10 the last 3 games he's played. He did not play a couple of games ago. And Humrickhouse back in as well for the visitors. Huntington 17-6 on the year, 3rd place in the Crossroads League. They're 9-4 overall. Coming riding a 4-game win streak. Humrickhouse hesitation, left block no good. Hubbard deterred it and then rebounded it. 3rd board for Hubbard. Mom and Dad watching across from us. Hubbard against Humrickhouse. One of the step back straightaway 3, dancing with it. Jason coming off that 32-point stellar performance Saturday. Left edge against the smaller Sparks goes Hubbard. Backing him down with a right hand. Double team comes. A triple team in there as well. Got into the air. Webb rips in. Oh, a nice move, but it was blocked by Humrickhouse. Ball poked away from Webb, and here comes Sparks for Huntington the other way. Knifing his way between 3 different Taylor defenders, waits for reinforcements. Is the All-American good line to the senior Pulver. Good line with Webb guarding him. Sparks mid-post left. Spin move overpowers Lewis for an easy left hand 2. 6 for Lane Sparks, and the Trojans see Huntington go on another 4-0 run. It's been the story of this first half. Every time Taylor gets close, Huntington puts them back down by 2 possessions. It's currently a 5-point Taylor deficit. Right edge Furman, they quickly spin it into the baseline right, and Hubbard drives, and that's an easy foul as Hummerkaus kept both of his hands out in front. Hubbard saw it, went right and ripped up and drew the first foul of the night against Hummerkaus. Again, Hummerkaus, one of the top shot blockers in the entire league, but just kept both hands out front, and Hubbard did the easy rip-through move and draws a 2-shot trip. Just the 4th one on Huntington here in the first half. Taylor's been whistled for 8 first-half fouls, including a technical against Jeff Clayton. First one for Hubbard is good. 7 in the first half for the man wearing 0. Jason, 81% this season from the line, was 14 of 15 in Saturday's triumph against St. Francis. Furman out for Taylor, Niehaus back in. Hubbard taking his time as he has this fifth-year senior season. Front rim, and it dances off the right side. A rare miss for Hubbard. And the best he can do is draw Taylor to within 4, down 27-23. 5 minutes left to play here in the first. Good line, right side. Yoon switches off the screen. Man-to-man defense for Taylor. Good line around the Hummerkaus screen. Drives in. Yoon snapped it away, and then Yoon got hit in the midsection right after the ball went out of bounds off of his shoe or his lower leg. Yoon smarting a little bit after he got hit in the midsection on the drive by Goodline, who gets it in the baseline. Sparks, wide open take to the paint as he went right through 3 different Taylor defenders. 8 first-half points for Lane Sparks, and the Huntington lead is up to a game-high tying of 6, 29-23. Less than 5 to play here in the first half. Webb, perimeter left, against the shorter Sparks, who pokes at it and gets whistled for the foul. First on him, number 5 against the visitors. First home game since the students have come back from the J term. So good to see the students back here inside Odell Arena tonight. Landon Jordan returns for the Foresters, replacing Hummerkaus. And Jackson Olin back in for Taylor. He takes the spot of Yoon. Kinsey could not get it over the taller Jordan, who defended it. Good line, 1-on-2 goes in. His shot is erased from behind by Jason Hubbard. Give Goodline credit, went right at, it looked to be Niehaus, but then Hubbard was lurking from behind and said, "Not so fast, my friend." Sparks around the big Jordan screen, and he snuck it between both Hubbard and Webb, 2 of the top shot blockers in the entire conference. Game-high lead of 8, Sparks to 10 for Huntington on 5 of 9 from the floor and 5 of 6 from inside the arc. He has been stellar in the first half. 31-23, the Huntington margin. With 4 left to play, Hubbard a contested 3, front rim no, off of Webb's hands, tapped by 2 different Huntington players, ends up at Niehaus, who goes in. His shot sent away by Jordan, but then Goodline could not tip in the near side corner, and he steps out of bounds, and it goes back to the Trojans. 2 different miscues there. Huntington couldn't gather in the Hubbard 3-point miss, and then Goodline, trying to save it in the near side corner, just ran out of real estate. Hank Pulver returns for the Foresters. As Taylor with the ball and 20 to shoot, 4 to play before recess. They trail by a game-high 8. Furman with 9 first-half points, front rim short on a 3. Goodline has the miss for Huntington. Quickly up the floor with Taylor playing on their heels. Got through contact, floated it in, and the foul as he screams in Kinsey's face. After that is who the foul was called on. First on Kinsey, number 9 on Taylor. And the second double-figure score in the first half for Huntington is Zach Goodline. 10-point Forester lead, their biggest lead of the night, and the Trojans take a full timeout with 3:48 left to play here in the first half.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan. Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
When Taylor beat Huntington on their home floor in Platt Arena back on November 30th, the Trojans won 81-68, shot 52% overall from the floor. Huntington mustered just 40% overall as Taylor led 36-29 at the break. Tonight, different story. Huntington shooting 50% from the field, Taylor just 37% overall, and the Forcers have a 10-point lead, 33-23, currently riding a 6-0 run. It's now 7-0 as Goodline converts the free throw after the and one. Taylor had cut it to 4, 27-23 on a Hubbard free throw. Since then, it has been all Forsters. Furman did not play in that game after suffering a lower body injury. Left side, Kinsey bluffs the three as Pulver came to defend. Make that Sparks. Pass was tapped into Webb, backing down Goodline, slices it between two defenders, top of the key Furman. Goes to Kinsey, blow by drive against two. Missed it, skipping near side. Nobody there except Hubbard to gather in the miss over Jordan, dances off the rim, and it's hauled in by Pulver for Huntington. And the Forcers quickly up the floor with Goodline, their All-American. Became the 51st player to score 1,000 points at Huntington last season. Pulver joined him a few games ago. Goodline has it high left side. Jordan sets the right side screen. Back to the lob. Jordan with his back to the rim, tried to bank it in, could not. As another high alley-oop thrown by Zach Goodline. He and Jordan have a wonderful connection here in the first. Goodline all in Hubbard's grill, rising, drew contact, couldn't get the foul, hit the near side of the rim and dropped. Hubbard looks back at the baseline official wanting a foul that does not come. That stops the 7-0 Huntington run and draws Taylor to within 9. 2.5 left to play before halftime. Goodline from straight away, left side around the Jordan screen, jump stop mid-post left. Backing it out near side, lobbing it out to Sparks near the volleyball line. Sparks, hesitation, fall away to right side over Furman, swish. And the hot shooting continues for Lane Sparks. 12 in the first half, 6 of 10 from the floor. And Taylor goes back down by double digits, 11, 36-25 with 2 to play here in the first half. Olam around the handoff from Webb. Pulver comes out to guard him. That's 6'8 against 5'11. Right edge Furman into Webb. Double team with Goodline. Falling down but getting back and stealing, it's Mitchell Wilson. Taylor turns it over for the 7th time here in the first half. They trail by 11. It could be a lot more. The good news for Taylor, Huntington has mustered just 2 points off of those turnovers tonight. Goodline trying to get 5, missing it near side. His 3-point shooting woes continue as that one bounced off the right side rim and went off the basket support. 105 seconds left to play in the first half with Niehaus and Clayton returning for Taylor. Replacing Webb and Kinsey. Wilson high fives all around after getting the steal as he and Sparks get a breather. Returning for Huntington, Dyer and Humrickhouse. 11-point visitors lead, Taylor with the ball. They have yet to lead tonight. They've tied the game 3 times, but every time they've tied it, Huntington's gone on at least a 4-0 run afterwards. Niehaus, near side Olam, got away from a 3, driving on Pulver. Knifes his way through 2 defenders, couldn't get the roll in to go, and a good save on the baseline by Pulver. 80 seconds left to play in the first half, and one that's been dominated by those wearing black tonight. Huntington Foresters with the rock leading by 11. Goodline, step through, lost it as he threw it out of bounds. Just the 4th turnover by Huntington tonight. And Pulver checks out, replaced by Jackson Paul in the Huntington 5. The colors are green and white for Huntington, but they're wearing the all-black uniforms this evening. And those on the floor wearing those uniforms are Dyer and Paul, Jordan, Humrickhouse, and Goodline, so 3 of their 5 starters. Olam takes the right side Hubbard screen, gets the switch with the shorter Dyer. Hubbard perimeter left. Ball quickly swung to the near sideline. Furman, 3 over Goodline, no, long. And Furman just 1 of 7 from downtown tonight. The Trojans just 2 of 13. Humrickhouse near side spinning against Furman with 47 seconds remaining in the opening half. Huntington with the ball in an 11-point lead. Jordan back down, spin around, right hand set shot, nicely done by Landon Jordan. Taylor down by a game-high 13 with Olam pressing up the near sideline. About 8 seconds between game and shot clock as Huntington shooting almost 50% from the field here in the first. Dyer guards Furman, who deals off to Clayton. Handoff Olam, no contest from Goodline. Olam couldn't make him pay on the missed 3. Back tap near side, and here comes Huntington up the floor. Stopping is Dyer, takes a jump stop, and it's a full timeout here for Huntington. They'll hold for the final shot with 14 seconds left. They've owned this opening half, leading Taylor by 13, 38-25 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
"14 seconds remaining in the opening half of play. Huntington shooting 50% from the field. They have a game-high lead of 13. Coming out of their own full timeout. They've got it in the front court, shooting the basket to our left, and they will presumably hold for the final shot with Dyer to get it in far sideline. Into Goodline, quickly bouncing off to Humrickhouse with 10 left to play in the first. Goodline running all over the floor, gets it up top. Olam trailing him. Back tap unsuccessful. Goodline right to the rim, unabated for a layup with 5 seconds to play. Olam, far side Furman, heaves it before the horn. No good as that one got let go after the horn sounded. A wonderful first half here for the Huntington Foresters as they shoot over 50% from the field and lead Taylor by 15 at the break, 40-25, with Huntington in search of their 5th straight win. We're back with the BSN Sports Halftime Report next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
94-98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife. That went to Taylor as well, and for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team and I look at Josh and I think he's the right guy, and I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on to the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place.
Welcome back inside Odell Arena. This is the BSN Sports halftime report. At the break, it is all Huntington, the third-place team in the Crossroads League. They lead the Trojans 40-25. Taylor had cut their deficit down to 1 at 23-22, but Huntington closes the first half on a 17-3 run as the Trojans go the final 2:48 without a field goal. Huntington shot the ball wonderfully, 52% in the first half. They had two players that matched the Trojans' output in field goals made, and they outscored the Trojans by themselves by 1. Those were the All-American Zach Goodline, who had 14 first-half points on 5 of 10 shooting. He was even better inside the arc after he missed all 4 of his threes. Lane Sparks was great as well, 12 points for last year's Crossroads League Freshman of the Year. He also struggled from 3, going 0 of 3, but he was 6 of 10 overall from the floor. So Sparks and Goodline have outscored Taylor by themselves, 26-25. They're 0 of 7 from 3, but 11 of 13 from inside the arc, and Goodline's only miss from inside the three-point arc was when Hubbard chased him down from behind and detonated his shot out of bounds. No one else, only other one player has more than 7 points. That was Landon Jordan, who had 7, 3 of 5 from the floor with a couple of dunks. And then no one with more than 2 points, or more than 3 points. Pulver had 3 on a three-point basket. Humrickhouse, their third leading scorer, had just 2 on just 2 shots in the first half. And Henry Ehrig had 2 in the opening half. Mitchell Wilson, Joel Dyer, and Jackson Paul all played, but did not score for Huntington in the first half. The Foresters were just 1 of 8 from three-point range. They come in averaging 9 made threes per game at a 38% clip, but they were ice cold in the opening half. But they outscored Taylor 24-10 in the paint in the opening 20 minutes. On the other side for the Trojans, Jason Hubbard and Caden Furman each had 9 points. Hubbard was 4 of 8. Furman was 4 of 11, including 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. After that, no one had more than 3 points for the Trojans. That was Gavin Yoon on a shot from beyond the arc. Grant Niehaus and Anton Webb each had 2 first-half points. Jackson Lewis, Jeff Clayton, Jackson Olam, and Jacob Kinsey all played, but did not score, combining to go 0 of 6 in shooting. Rebounding numbers go the way of the Foresters, 19-15. Taylor had the 1 rebound edge, 4-3 in offensive rebounds, but each team came up with just 2 second-chance points. The other big number from the first half outside of Huntington's hot shooting was Taylor's 7 first-half turnovers compared to Huntington's 4, but neither team really strong in scoring off the turnover, each team with just 2. Top rebounder for the Trojans was Anton Webb with 6. Top rebounder for Huntington was Humrickhouse with 4. But his other 4 fellow starting members, Jordan, Pulver, Sparks, and Goodline, each pulled down 3 caroms in the opening 20 minutes. Huntington assisted on just 4 of their 17 hoops, Taylor on 4 of their 11. The Foresters had 5 steals, no one with more than 1. Taylor had just 1 steal in the first half. Huntington also had 3 blocks. Taylor had 1. Taylor shot 11 of 33 in the first half. They were 2 of 14 from beyond the arc, 1 of 2 from the line. Huntington, as we mentioned, 52% overall, just 1 of 8 from 3, so they were 16 of 25 from 2-point range in the first half, but they also went to the line 6 times and made 5 of them. The Foresters come in winners of 4 straight, trying to push it to 5 here and stay within a game back of the first place spot in the Crossroads League standings. 5 games to play, including tonight, in this regular season with both teams in search of the postseason. This has been the BSN Sports Halftime Report. When we come back, it's time for second half action from inside Odell Arena. At the break, it's Huntington 40, Taylor 25. This is Taylor men's basketball on the Trojan Sports Network.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
94 to 98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife that went to Taylor as well. And for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time, to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team and I look at Josh and I think he's the right guy, and I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor, to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on to the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball.
Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and the women's game tonight over at Huntington. It is the Foresters leading Taylor 41-35 as the Taylor women's team looks for the season sweep against Huntington. Here it is a 15-point Huntington lead on the men's basketball side. Taylor starts with the ball, and they're trying to get their first field goal and their first points as they went scoreless for the final 2:48 of the first half. Hubbard back to Lewis, who handed off to him. Runs into a double team near side to Hubbard. Pulls up, left elbow over Humrickhouse, clean. Wonderful start for the Trojans, and Jason Hubbard's the first Trojan into double digits with 11. Starting five out there for both teams: Hubbard, Yoon, Lewis, Clayton, and Furman. Jordan, Humrickhouse, Sparks, Pulver, and Goodline. Driving off the glass, just couldn't spin it in, was Sparks. That's just the fifth missed shot, as he had 12 in the opening half. So Taylor gets a bucket and a stop on the first two times down the floor here in the second half as they try to cut into this 13-point hole and snap Huntington's 4-game winning streak, including 2 wins over the top 2 teams in the league. Lewis got in the paint, fall away, barely got to the front rim, tapped out far side, saved out of bounds. Yoon tried to dive, and as he did, he couldn't get it back into the floor. Good hustle there from Yoon, knowing went off of his hand and not Sparks's. And it goes back to the visiting Foresters. A good bounce-back win for Huntington after losing to Grace a week prior. Came back and beat them by a couple of possessions in Winona Lake, and then Goodline had the 3 to win the game against against IWU last Wednesday. Long 3, first one of the night for Humrickhouse, no good as it hit short and hard off the far side rim. So an 0 for 2 start to the second half for Huntington. They made 1 out of their 2 shots in the opening 20 minutes. Right side, Hubbard scored the first points of the second half, no good here. Look at Clayton as he is able to get the offensive rebound. Taylor had the advantage in offensive rebounds by 1 in the opening half, and they've got a couple here so far. Furman drives off the left side of the rim. His shooting woes continue, just 4 of 12. Did not play against Huntington back in November. Goodline got into Lewis's body, goes back around the Jordan screen. Humrickhouse tees up another one, and this time he switched it. Took a little bit of step to the left and buried a triple. Humrickhouse 5 of 6 in the win against Bethel Saturday. Drains one here, and Huntington's lead is up to a game-high 16. Avoiding stepping out near side corner was Furman. Drew the double team underneath the hoop, kicked it back out to the near side, and Hubbard. Man-to-man look for Huntington, clad in black. Taylor shoots on the basket to our left in white. 43-27, the Taylor hole, and now 43-30 as Lewis buries a step-back right side three. Just the third made triple for the Trojans tonight, but Huntington has made 6 more field goals than Taylor has coming in here so far. Sparks around a screen. Right edge as Lewis switches, and the Taylor man-to-man. Jump stop. Sparks got into the body, threw in a left hand, and gets the foul. 14 for Sparks. He and Goodline have combined to score 28 of Huntington's 45 points. Second one on Lewis, and the first one against Taylor here in the second half. Looks like the Humrick House cheering section across from us has the 1,000-point poster ready for when their man gets that mark. He'd be the third Forrester on the roster to achieve that. Goodline did it last year. Pulver did it earlier this season, and Sparks just completed the and one. He's got 15 points, and it's a 16-point Huntington lead, their biggest of the evening. Yoon rattles in a catch-and-shoot right side three, his second triple in as many tries. So now, after the Trojans, just 2 of 14 from 3 in the first half, have gone pop-pop from 3 their last 2 times down the floor. But can they get a defensive stop here as the Huntington offense has done just about whatever they've wanted since about the 10-minute mark of the first half. Goodline trying to lose Lewis on the right side of the floor. Got to the baseline, got into the air. Sparks taps the high pass to himself on the near sideline. 5 to shoot. Sparks one-hand bouncer into Goodline. 4 to get a shot away. Step back, contested 3 right side, long, and the near side rebound is the property of Taylor's Jeff Clayton. The only miscue for Zach Goodline tonight has been his 0 of 5 shooting from 3, which is rare for the man shooting 53% from beyond the arc, but he's in a stretch of now just 1 for 10. Banging, fading, into the body, off-balance shot no good from Hubbard, but he draws a foul against a very upset Ben Humrickhouse. Both of Humrickhouse's fouls have come against Hubbard. He baited him on a rip-through move on the baseline to our right in the first half with Humrickhouse's hands extended. And here in the second half, Hubbard gets into Humrickhouse's body and earns a 2-shot trip. Second one on the top shot blocker for the Foresters. The Huntington faithful trying to deter Hubbard as he takes his time, and they are successful. New free throw shooting routine this year for Jason. 81% from the stripe. Using all of the time allotted for his foul shots. Second one good. 2 of 4 is Hubbard from the line. Team high 12. And it cuts into the Huntington lead. Their lead for those in black, normally wearing green, to 12. 4 minutes expired here in the second half. Goodline left side, lost Lewis for a moment on the Jordan off-ball screen. Goodline goes in. Lewis got a piece, but Goodline was able to power it in off of one leg. 16 for Goodline to pace the game, and Taylor's deficit back up to 14. Lewis drives, nice spin as he got 2 defenders in the air. Soft shot was no good. Hubbard tried to come in and dunk it, and he missed it as it hit off the near side of the rim. Rebounded by Jordan. Goodline fires it up to the open. Sparks his 3s off the back of the rim. Tapped by Clayton. And Goodline and Sparks just 0 of 9 from three-point range. It's been the only thing they haven't done wonderfully here tonight so far. Huntington as a team just 2 of 11. Taylor with the ball down by 14. Near side Yoon, back to Clayton, back to Yoon, trying to go 2 of 2 from 3, and Yoon hit it from the near side. 3 straight made threes dating back to the first half for Gavin Yoon. He's got 9, and Taylor down by 11. Can the Trojans get a couple defensive stops here? Humrickhouse runs Hubbard into the Jordan screen, deals off to Pulver, and now Goodline. Between the legs bounce for the All-American. Furman switches, thought about a long step back too. Instead goes mid-post left. Sparks bully ball against Yoon off the high glass, and I mean the highest of the high glass. And it drops for Sparks, who's got a game-high 17, as he and Goodline, a 2-man show tonight for Huntington, as the visitors lead back to 13. Just over 5 minutes gone. Yoon trying to get going again. Head fake, drive, circus layup, left-hand spinner, no good. And it's just Pulver down low with Humrickhouse, who deterred the shot. Pulver has the miss for Huntington. Near side, Goodline. Henry Ehrig jumping up and down, getting warm. Spin move, scoop. Goodline, good for 2 more. 18 for him. The team and Sparks have 35 points between the two of them. Taylor has just 37 points as a team. Timeout on the floor. Huntington leads by 15 with 14:29 left to play in our second half.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
We are right back to where we started the second half. Huntington with a 15-point lead, 52-37. Jacob Kinsey has entered, taking the spot of Jackson Lewis on the Taylor floor. Step back, fall away, right elbow jump shot off the front rim, no good for Hubbard. Rebounded by the new man for Huntington, Henry Ehrig, who comes in to spell Landon Jordan. No other changes to the five out there for the Forsters. Their four starters remain. Here's Goodline. Furman guards him on the switch. Hummerkaus lost Hubbard on off-ball screen, leans a three too far to the left, and it's no good. Hummerkaus just 1 of 3 from three-point range. Forsters are just 2 of 12. Kinsey up the floor. We have played 6 minutes here in the second half. No look dish. Hubbard into Clayton, double team. Out to Furman. Low knee high pass. Hubbard prevented a catch and shoot three. So Kinsey drives baseline left. His pass telegraphed, intercepted by Hummerkaus, who then left the ball behind him, and that allowed Furman to dart in and slap it out of play. 8th turnover of the night for the Trojans, and we've reached a media timeout. 13:43 left to play here from Odell Arena in Upland, Indiana. Huntington trying to come in and give Taylor a home court loss and push their winning streak up to 5. They've got a 15-point lead here in the second half.
94-98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife that went to Taylor as well. And for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time, to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team and I look at Josh and I think he's the right guy, and I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor, to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on in the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball.
With our fantastic crew of Missy Walcott and Gabby Salagi, my name is Rick Johnston. Each team has scored 12 points here in the second half. Huntington 5 of 10, Taylor 4 of 11. But the Trojans have found a good stroke from 3. They're 3 of 3 from downtown. Out of the media stoppage, it's Huntington with the ball. Pulver fires a 3, front rim long. Goodline runs in, gets the offensive rebound. Runs into Hubbard. Hummerkaus goes against Webb, hangs, it's spun halfway out. Ball tapped around, saved by Yoon to the near side. It goes off of Webb's fingertips, and it's staying here with Huntington. Trojans had a great chance there to get the offensive rebound, but their top 2 rebounders, Hubbard and Webb, neither could corral it. Webb was coming in to deter the shot of Hummerkaus. Near sideline inbounds for Huntington. The Forsters have a 20 reset to shoot. They lead by 15. They've once led by as many as 16 in the second half. Goodline jab, pulls a 3 and hit it over Olam from the near side of the floor. First made 3 of the night for Zach Goodline and missed his first 5. He's got a game-high 21 points, and Huntington's got a game-high lead of 18 at 55-37 as they continue to pour it on after having a hot shooting end to the first half. Hubbard weaves, got into the air, drew 2. Near side corner, Yoon, right hand bounce against Goodline on the near edge. Hubbard, angle on the baseline, goes against Hummerkaus, got 2 and fouled by Pulver. First one on Pulver. Hummerkaus, if that would have been on him, that would have been number 3. Third one against Huntington here in the half. Actually make it just their second. 2 free throws here for Hubbard. Jason just 2 of 4 from the line tonight. Makes that one. He's got 13, the only Trojan in double figures. Yoon out, Furman back in for Taylor. As again, Taylor has not been able to slow down Huntington tonight. Forster shooting a blistering 50% from the floor, and they are 20 of 32 inside the arc. Second one good for Hubbard from the line. 14 points for Jason. And it's a 55-39 Huntington lead as Taylor turns up a little full court press with Hubbard and Webb, 6'7" and 6'8" in the backcourt. Goodline breaks it for the Foresters, gets it back on the left side high. Olam comes out to defend in the Taylor man-to-man defense. Goodline walking on the volleyball line, takes a screen to the left by Pulver. Furman comes to switch, the ball swung near side. Ehrig bluffs and drives, got into Webb's body from the mid-post right, pivoting and kicking out to Goodline with 5 to shoot. Furman defends, crossover left hand, off balance, whips it near side to Ehrig, open 3 off the back of the rim, and Niehaus able to track down the long rebound. First try from 3 for Ehrig as Hubbard brings it up the near side for Taylor. Right hand bounce, Niehaus goes far side, Olam. Fakes right, goes left, caught at the mid-range, can't let it go as Pulver denied a mid-range 2. Hubbard fires into Webb, shake, couldn't get away from Ehrig clean, but he still found an angle to bank it in from the left side glass with the right hand. 4-0 Taylor run brings them back to within 14. 11:45 to go second half, but the Trojans have not been able to get any stops tonight. As Sparks got into Niehaus's body, that's the third one on Niehaus. Just the second one in the half against the home team as Mitchell Wilson in for Huntington, replacing Pulver. But Taylor needs every able-bodied wing defender, and Niehaus, the best man built to go against Sparks. They're almost built exactly the same. Both are 6'3". Niehaus a little bit bigger at 200 pounds, but the 185 Sparks blows right in and finishes with the off right hand. 19 for him. He and Goodline have combined to score 40 points. They've almost outscored Taylor, almost matched Taylor's output by themselves. But Taylor having 41 points. Furman, fade away over Ehrig, league logo, caught the back rim and dropped. First second half scoring for Caden Furman. He's got 11. And again, it's a Taylor hole of 14, but again, they've been unable to slow down Huntington on this end of the floor. Huntington in black from left to right. High middle screen, Ehrig, Goodline shoots a 3, spins off the rim as Webb was there to contest. Hubbard came in, leaking out was Webb, but he couldn't get the pass. Too hard of an entry pass here as Hubbard fired it out of bounds into the cheerleaders. 9th Taylor turnover tonight as Landon Jordan returns for Huntington, replacing Henry Ehrig. And Jackson Paul makes his first second half appearance, giving Goodline a breather. So 40 points on 17 of 30 shooting from Sparks and Goodline. That is including a 1 for 10 combined 3-point effort from those 2 young men as well. And they have those 2 have been the thorn in Taylor's side tonight. Those 2 guys have pretty much willed Huntington here. No one else has more than 7 points for the Foresters. It's Jordan who hands off to Sparks. Angle on Yoon, knocked it out of his hands. It stays here with TU. Second time that Yoon has knocked the ball out of a Huntington ball handler's hands tonight. We talked about that 3-headed monster of Goodline, Sparks, and Hummerkaus for the Foresters with Taylor head coach Josh Andrews. It's been the 2 of those. No Hummerkaus, just 5 points for him tonight, but the other 2 have done more than enough to pick up the slack. Fall away jump shot, right elbow no good. Tapped back to Jordan off of Yoon's hand, who thunders it home with 2 hands. Second or third time tonight that's happened for the Trojans where they haven't been able to corral an offensive rebound, and it's led to an easy basket for Huntington. Trojans with the ball down by 16, almost halfway home here in the second half. Double team comes Hummerkaus. Hubbard turns and fires a fadeaway and draws a foul as Sparks got him on the forearm. We've seen more and more teams start to bring that backside double team, with the guard usually being the double teamer, coming across on the baseline and trying to get Hubbard from behind. So Jason's been well aware of those tactics and has been looking to deal it out before the double comes, or like right there, turn around and shoot. First of two, good for Jason. 15 to lead the Taylor cause, but he's had to work for all 15 points, going 5 of 12 from the floor this evening. Good line returns for Huntington as Sparks gets a quick chat from third-year head coach Corey Alford, this week's HoopDirt.com NAI Coach of the Week. Puts his left arm around his shoulder. Those two share a laugh. And the second one for Hubbard, swish as well. 16 for Hubbard, 32nd Taylor timeout. They trail by 14 with 10-12 left to play here in the second half against Huntington.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
.4 Huntington lead. Mitchell Wilson, Jackson Paul off the bench for the Foresters. Starters Landon Jordan, Ben Humrickhouse, and Zach Goodline on the floor for Huntington. Interesting note, Humrickhouse's brother and sister, both Taylor students. We talked about the brother earlier. His sister sitting down to our right in about row 3, matching her brother's jersey number. Paul walks to the front court with Yoon marking him. It's Hubbard, Yoon, Furman, Webb, and Jackson Olam. So the only 2 starters out there, 3 starters out there for the Trojans, Yoon, Furman, and Hubbard. Humrickhouse spins. His shot smacked away by Webb, and the ball deflected back into Webb's hands. They get it off to Olam up the near side. Good block there from Webb. Humrickhouse switches as Olam gives off high right side to Yoon. Whips it back to the near side and it finds Furman. Left block Webb. Gives the baseline to Webb. He spins, he reverses, and banks it in. Humrickhouse didn't want to pick up his 3rd personal foul. Webb knew it and took it right at him. Taylor back to within 12 as we dip below 10 to play in the second half. Huntington, the hottest team in the Crossroads League. 3rd place are the Foresters, winners of 4 in a row. High middle screen, gets good line free. Webb switches into Taylor man-to-man. Humrickhouse, left side edge, bluffs the 3 with Hubbard defending. And Olam with a height mismatch, 5'11" against the 6'9" Jordan. Gets whistled for an arm bar in the back. First on Olam, 3rd on Taylor here after the halftime break. Taylor has outscored Huntington by 3 in the second half, but they have not been able to slow down the Huntington offense at timely moments. This would be a timely moment. Humrickhouse got to the baseline left, kicks it back out to Jordan. Bully ball Webb, spin move, nicely done by Landon Jordan. 3rd Forester in double figures with 11, and every time Taylor tries to build some momentum, Huntington comes back and squashes it. 8:50 and counting left to play. Wilson fronting Furman in the post. Yoon on the high right side. Far sideline Olam. Tiptoes the sideline, draws 3. It's Jordan and Goodline defending. Olam finds an angle, gives off to Furman. Hubbard, a 3 over Humrickhouse. Short near side of the rim, and Jordan taps it to himself. Hubbard 0 of 3 from three-point range. The Trojans just 5 of 18. Neither team shooting the three-point shot well. They're a combined 8 for 35. Off-ball foul, and it's Olam again, as Taylor trying to put some smaller, quicker guards against the taller Landon Jordan. 2nd on Olam, 4th on Taylor. Clayton back in for the Trojans, replacing Webb. But Olam had to get calmed down by both Yoon and Webb, was upset at the 2nd straight foul call against him. And Jordan checks out for the Foresters. He's replaced by Hank Pulver. Pulver, the lefty senior, became the 52nd Huntington player to score 1,000 career points a few games ago. Here's Goodline, bouncing outside, and now all the way near the top of the floor in Humrickhouse. Paul fakes right, trying to dart left against Yoon. Into the paint, spins, Yoon slaps. Paul falls away, air ball, snatched out of the air by the Trojans' Caden Furman. Up the near side of the floor with Wilson dividing back. Furman all the way and drains a transition 3. Incredibly tough shot there for Caden Furman. 2nd made triple for him, 14, and again, Taylor down by 11 with 7:50 to go. Goodline drives. His shot no good. An air ball. And Clayton snatches out of the air. Ill-advised pass, but Hubbard able to get it. He goes one-on-one with Humrickhouse. Off-balance shot no good. It's tapped by Pulver and is regained by Huntington. Tough break there for Hubbard as he tried to go end-to-end with the help of Clayton. Goodline, high left side, lost Olam for a minute. Clayton switches on the screen. Olam there looking, ready to switch back. Goodline, jabbing. Got a three, got Clayton to bite, and he bumped him on the attack. Second one on Clayton, fifth one on the Trojans in the half. And we've reached our final media timeout of the game this evening. From Odell Arena in Upland, Indiana, it's third place Huntington leading Taylor by 11, 61-50, here on the Trojan Sports Network.
94-98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife that went to Taylor as well. And for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team and I look at Josh and I think he's the right guy, and I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on to the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball.
Huntington leading by 11 over Taylor. They've led by as many as 16 with 7:23 left to play. Big story of the night, neither team shooting the three well. Huntington just 3 of 16, Taylor 6 of 19. But Huntington has owned everything inside the arc. They're 23 of 39. That is almost 60% from two-point range tonight, and they have feasted tonight. Goodline drives, trying to get another two-point basket. Snaps a behind-the-back dribble. Hubbard came in, blocked it in, and went off of the back of Goodline's noggin. A wonderful ball on a string dribbling there from Zach Goodline. But again, had Hubbard lurking in the shadows, and Jason gets his second block. So can the Trojans with a basket here cut their deficit to single digits for the first time since they trailed 34-25 back in the first half? Yoon tucks, scoops, just spun off the back of the rim. Pulver with his second rebound, throws it all the way up near midcourt. Goodline gets it wide open and almost took Paul's head off. And as he avoided it landing in his left ear, he threw it out of bounds. Joel Dyer, the Australian, makes his first second half appearance, replacing Paul. That's the fifth turnover by Huntington tonight. It's led to just 2 Taylor points. The Trojans have given it away just twice in the second half after turning it over 7 times in the first. 6:45 and counting. Taylor still down by 11. Clayton could not come to the near side. It goes right side to Hubbard. Now to the near side of Niehaus, and now Furman. Got loose on a screen, goes back to the screener, Clayton. Triple team, Furman, catch and shoot, 3-ball, perfect. And for the Trojans, down by 8 on the third made 3 of the night for Caden Furman, 17 for the sharpshooter. 61-53 with still plenty of time left if Taylor can start stringing some stops together. Lane Sparks back in for the visitors. Goodline on the far sideline in front of his own bench. Clayton switches around the Pulver screen, and now Dyer accelerates left hand, got into Hubbard's body, off the glass, he spun it in from the far high corner of the backboard. First basket of the night for Joel Dyer on just his second hoop, and Taylor's deficit goes right back to 10, 63-53, as we dip below 6 minutes to play in regulation time. Hubbard rips, Humrickhouse cut him off, fade away from 10, halfway down and out for Jason Hubbard, who's just 5 of 15 tonight. Goodline with Yoon on his heels, drives off balance, threw it in as he got tangled with Niehaus underneath, and now he screams at our official on the far side for a foul that does not come. 23 for Goodline, 19 for Sparks to lead the way for Huntington. A 4-0 Huntington run has them back ahead by 12. Clayton, handoff Yoon, who's been good here in the second half for TU. Knocking down a couple of threes, trying to get away from Dyer. Baseline right, ill-advised pass, stolen easily by Goodline, trying to win the foot race to the other end, and that's exactly what he did, running away from Furman and Clayton. 25 for Zach Goodline. He and Sparks have combined to score 46 of Huntington's 67 points, and right after Taylor had cut it down to 8, the Foresters answer with another run, 6-0 for the visitors, and they lead by double digits, 67-53, with 5:01 left to play here in the second half.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Taylor had cut it down to 8. Their deficit, that is, at 61-53, the first time they had trailed by single digits since late in the first half. But a quick 6-0 run with the last 4 scored by Huntington has pushed the visitors' lead back to 14, 2 off of their game-high lead of 16. Webb, right block, turns and faces the basket, one-hand whip Furman. Blow by, pulls up, free or baseline jump shot good. 19 for Caden Furman, 10 here in the second half. But again, it's been the defensive end that has hurt Taylor tonight. They're down by 12, needing another stop here. Goodline got a breather, and he quickly walks back to the scores table for Huntington. Sparks to Pulver, driving on Niehaus, kicks to the open Wilson, looks at his feet, fires a right wing 3-ball and swished it. Mitchell Wilson, 38% from downtown. His first shot of the night goes, and that's just the 4th made 3 for the Foresters, but it gives them a 15-point clearance at 70-55 with 4:07 and counting to play in the second half. Webb, right block, trying to facilitate again. Shoulder shake, near side Furman. This worked last time. It does not work here as that 3-point shot off the left side of the rim. Furman, 3 of 10 from beyond the arc tonight. As the Taylor shooting woes continue, they're 7 of 21 from downtown. But it's a 9 field goal difference, 30 made baskets for Huntington out of their 60 tries to Taylor's 21. Huntington with the ball, leading by 15 into Jordan, caught it in the air as he bullied Olam and finger rolled it home. 13 for Landon Jordan. No one else in double figures besides Jordan, Sparks, and Goodline. But those 3 have almost outscored Taylor by themselves tonight. Sparks guarding Hubbard on the near side of the floor. Jordan comes to double team. Hubbard dribbles away. Taylor and White shooting on the basket to our left. Olam thought about a catch and shoot 3. Dyer right there on the snag. 9 to shoot. Webb measures a 3 off the back of the rim hard, trying to track down the long rebound. Pulver got it and flung it near side to Sparks, who lobs to Jordan, who tried to look at the rim to try to figure out how to tear it off its hinges. And as he did, the ball sailed through his hands as he shares a smile with Sparks. Zach Goodline back in for Huntington, and a full timeout on the floor with 3:02 left to play here in the second half. Huntington back in front by double digits, a 17-point lead, their biggest of the night.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room, to to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH,
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
.302 left to play here in the second half. It has been the Zach Goodline show tonight. He's got a game-high 25 points for Huntington. Sparks has 19, Landon Jordan 13. And those three men have outscored Taylor by themselves 57-55 as Huntington leads 72-55. Hubbard's three deterred by Jordan. Webb saves it and almost tried to throw it off of Sparks. Stays in play as Hubbard regroups the Trojan offense. Jason 0 of 4 from three, and then Furman threw the ball to the corner in Niehaus and was thrown out of bounds, and back to Huntington it goes on Taylor's 11th turnover of the night. Ben Hummerkaus back in for the Foresters, replacing Pulver. Pulver just 3 points tonight, but 7 rebounds, tied with Jordan and Hubbard for game-high honors between the two teams tonight. 2:38 left to play. Sparks, who had 12 in the first half, has 19 for the game, but it's been all Goodline with 11 second-half points. Hummerkaus, one-hand flip out to Pulver. Rip through right side, the lefty, a runner, good. Sparks with 21 points on 10 of 17 shooting. He and Goodline have made 10 field goals apiece. That's one off of the Taylor team total of 21. 19-point Huntington lead, their biggest of the night. They're on a 13-2 run. Hubbard around two defenders, too strong off the back of the rim. Jordan pogo sticks it to himself and gathers it in. His 8th rebound for Huntington, and now both teams getting ready to empty the benches with 1:55 left to go here from Odell Arena. Hummerkaus picks it up, gives off to Jordan, back to Hummerkaus, who wanted it, but Jordan did not give it to him. Out near midcourt, and Goodline got to the top. Left-hand drive, league logo. Jordan on the right elbow with 6 to shoot. Goodline looks up at the scoreboard to our right, sees it. Niehaus wraps him up from behind, gets whistled for the foul. Number 4 on Niehaus. Number 6 on Taylor in the half, and both teams empty the benches. Returning for Huntington will be Henry Ehrig, Joel Dyer, and Jackson Paul. All 5 players on the floor exit for Taylor. Zach Goodline exits. The spectacled Isaiah Davis makes his first appearance for the Foresters. Goodline, Hummerkaus, and Jordan exit for HU. The Trojans bring in Nate Parlberg, playing in his first game since losing his tooth against Spring Arbor a couple of weeks ago. Wes Hunt, along with Grant Jones, Ben Mickle, and Carson Miller, the Taylor 5. Wilson, step back 3, good. His second 3 of the night and has many attempts. He's got 2 of the 5 made triples for the Foresters, and they continue to pour it on. Their lead is up to 20, or almost at 20, or it is to 22, 77-55, with almost a minute left to play here in the second half. Huntington's win streak will grow to 5, and at worst, they will stay a game back of leading Grace and Indiana Wesleyan. Miller drives and draws a foul. He'll go to the line twice. Isaiah Davis with the foul. He's a 6'8 freshman from Zionsville. Miller, a 6'2 freshman from Bremen, Indiana. First free throw attempt of his college career is perfect. 1 more to come. Wilson exits, 6-foot junior. 2 of 2 from 3 off the bench for 6 points. He's replaced by Zach Goodline's younger brother, Drew Goodline. And Miller bangs in the second free throw, 2 points for him. 77-57, the Huntington lead, as they will split the season series with Taylor, both teams winning on the other team's home floor. Less than a minute to play, near side 3, the lefty Dyer off the back of the rim. Parlberg taps it to himself, and it's picked up by Grant Jones. Miller attacking up top. Far sideline, Mickle. Rips baseline into Jones. Power move, off balance, got stuck under the rim, missed it. Got his own rebound, rips it away from Dyer, pivoting. His right-hand reverse layup just spun off the rim. Gathered in by Jackson Paul, about 2 seconds. Separate game and shot clock. Huntington will dribble out as much time as possible. Paul wants to go right at the rim. His left-hand runner no good. And a late foul is called in a 20-point game with 20 seconds left. First on Jones, 7th on Taylor, and our game continues. Good news for Taylor faithful in Huntington. The women's basketball team has come back. They lead by 5 over Huntington with 26 seconds left to play. A couple of Jillian Oswald free throws have pushed that Trojan lead to 5 as first free throw missed by Paul. 75% is the sophomore from Fort Wayne. And the second one spins off as well. Jones has the miss. But Taylor head coach for the women's basketball team, Jody Martinez, his team tied for 4th. Miller fires a 3 off the right side of the rim, short. And that will just about do it as Dyer jogs to the front court. Huntington splits the season series with Taylor. They win tonight by 20, 77-57, pushing their win streak to 5 games in a row. Taylor falls to 13-11, 7-7 in the Crossroads League. They will hope for a Bethel loss tonight so they can stay tied for 5th place in the standings. Huntington is sitting all by themselves in 3rd, and it looks like they might get some help tonight with Marion, the team that's a game behind them for 4th, losing at our last check. But we'll get all to that in the Ivanhoe's postgame show. Huntington moves to 18-6, 10-4 in the Crossroads League. The Foresters win their 5th game in a row. The Trojans fall to 13-11, 7-7 in league action. We'll take a break and come back and look back at this one on the Ivanhoe's postgame show. That's next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
This is the Ivanhoe's post-game show coming to you live from Odell Arena, where tonight the third place Huntington Foresters control the game tonight against the Taylor Trojans, defeating Taylor by 20, 77-57. Huntington got their lead up to as many as 22 to pick up their 5th straight win of the year tonight. The game-changing sequence came twice. One in the first half where Huntington built that lead. They closed the first half on a 17-3 run after Taylor had trailed, cut the deficit to 23-22. It was double figures after that for most of the ball game until Taylor got a nice little run going in the second half. They cut it on a 3-point basket down to 8, 61-53. But then Huntington came right back with 6 in a row and had the lead up to 14, and they closed the game tonight on a 16-4 spurt to get to that final of 77-57. Huntington shot 52% from the floor. That's including their 26% from 3, as they were 33 of 64 overall, 5 of 19 from downtown, 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Huntington inside the arc, that's your 2-point shots. They were 28 of 45 tonight. That is 62%. Taylor on the other side was just 34% overall. They got going from 3 in the second half, making 5 of their 10 to finish the game 7 of 24. They went to the line 10 times and made 8 of them, as they shot 29% from 3 this evening. Huntington had 3 players in double figures, and they scored 59 of their 77 points tonight. Those were 25 from Zach Goodline to lead the game this evening on 10 of 19 shooting. Lane Sparks also had 10 field goals. He was 10 of 17 for 21 points, as both those young men had double-digit showings in the first half. 14 for Goodline, 12 for Sparks. And Landon Jordan was the third double-figure scorer for HU. He had 13 on 6 of 8 shooting. Those 3 men combined to score 59 points. That is 2 more than Taylor had as an entire team. Those 3 shot 59% from the field. That is including the 1 of 10 3-point shooting by Sparks and Goodline combined. No one else had more than 6 for Huntington. Mitchell Wilson knocked down a couple of second-half threes off the bench. 5 for Ben Hummerkaus on 2 of 7 shooting. But his job tonight was to pester Jason Hubbard, and that's exactly what he did. 3 for Hank Pulver in a starting role on a 3-point basket. 2 apiece for Henry Ehrig and Joel Dyer. Ehrig's points coming in the first half, Dyer's in the second. And Drew Goodline, Jackson Paul, and Isaiah Davis all played, but that was in mop-up duty at the end of our game tonight. 2 players got into double figures for the Trojans. They were 19 by Caden Furman, 10 in the second half, but it took a lot to get there. Furman was 8 of 17 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3. The Trojans' only other double-figure scorer was Jason Hubbard. He had 16 points, also took 17 shots, just made 5 of them. He was also 0 of 4 from 3. Jason did go 6 of 8 from the free throw line. 9 points for Gavin Yoon, all but 3 of those came in the second half. He was 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, just 3 of 7 overall shooting. 6 points for Anton Webb, 3 of 6 from the field, 3 for Jackson Lewis, and then 2 apiece for Grant Niehaus and Jackson Olam. Jeff Clayton played but did not score. And then coming in late were Nate Parlberg, Ben Mickle, Carson Miller, Wes Hunt, and Grant Jones. The only one out of that group to score was Carson Miller on a couple of free throws. Jacob Kinsey also played just 7 minutes tonight, with the majority of his time coming in the first half. Rebounding numbers were about even, 34-31 in favor of Huntington, 8-5 for the Trojans on the offensive glass. Webb and Hubbard led Taylor with 7 rebounds, 8 for Jordan to lead the game for Huntington, 7 for Pulver, and 6 for Zach Goodline, who finished tonight 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 turnovers, none in the second half. The Forcers also had 7 steals, so the Trojans won. The other number of note, 11 turnovers for Taylor, just 4 in the second half. But Huntington outscored Taylor off the turnover, 11-5. We talked about the Foresters' great shooting in the paint, or the two-point range, 62%. They outscored Taylor tonight by 34 inside the paint, 48-14. We'll take a break and come back, and we'll talk with Taylor head coach Josh Andrews. That's next here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show.
94-98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife that went to Taylor as well. And for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time, to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team and I look at Josh and I think he's the right guy, and I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor, to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on in the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball. Back inside Odell Arena, Rick Johnson and the head coach of the Taylor Trojans, Josh Andrews. They shot 62% from two-point range tonight. What led to their success inside the arc?
You know, just a number of miscues. We let them turn a corner on some ball screen action, just some defensive breakdowns that let them turn downhill. They got some moxie going, getting into the paint, and seemed like the rim got bigger and bigger. So, you know, we had a stretch in the second half. We made some adjustments. We were keeping them out of the paint a little bit better. And even during that time, they were getting to some second chance points and on the glass. And a few loose balls we didn't get that went for scores. So it fed that the scoring percentage and efficiency in the paint, and just we weren't getting the same type of shots on the other end. So you got to credit them. And we didn't make enough adjustments and didn't do enough, you know, on both sides of the ball to be able to really stem the tide.
You got on an 8-2 run. You cut it down to an 8-point deficit there in the second half, 61-53. But then in the blink of an eye, they go on a 6-0 run, capitalized by 4 in a row by Goodline. What did you like out of that stretch to get it to within 8, with still plenty of time left after you had strung a couple defensive stops together?
Yeah, unfortunately, it got to where we were down that the guys started to flow a little bit and just kind of play, and, hey, what do we have to lose? I don't know if that was fed by, hey, this time of year and the magnitude of the game, and we want to execute and win a big game like that. I know the desire is there, but it ended up being kind of working against us. So that flow, I think, was just from being down and kind of letting loose. And then, like you said, they countered it with a quick run, and it kind of took the life away from us. I don't know that we had the legs at that point.
You look at your turnover numbers, had 7 in the first half. They didn't score a ton of points off of them, 11 in total. But what do those turnovers do to kind of take you out of your offensive rhythm? Because we've talked in the past, usually it's points off turnover. If you have a high turnover number, that can be a killer. Yep. Tonight it seemed like it was more of a killer, getting you guys out of your flow offensively.
Yeah. You know what? I'd have to go back, probably watch the game. We had some bad ones. You know, and at key time, second half, we had a couple of tough ones. Size advantage, the one for sure. One just kind of an errant turnover in transition. Really hurt us. We needed to capitalize on every possession at that point. But, the ability to execute, get to the shots we wanted at the efficiency we needed with or without the turnovers wasn't there for a healthy portion of that game. And there was a stretch in the first half where I liked our execution. We just didn't make shots. They did. They were getting some close ones in the paint. That was a problem. But if we make some perimeter shots, I think it's a closer first half game. And I think we've got a better chance to make a push in the second half, but we dug ourselves a nice hole.
Thank you for the time. Good luck on the road. We'll talk to you before Senior Day next Saturday.
Thank you, Rick.
That's the Taylor head coach, Josh Andrews. We're back to wrap it up next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Back inside Odell Arena, final time here on the Ivanhoe's post-game show. We'll take a quick look around the out-of-town scoreboard. St. Francis was one of two teams tonight to get to over 90 points as they defeat Goshen 97-62. Bethel has a 15-point lead against Marion 87-72. Indiana Wesleyan got over 90 points. They romp over Spring Arbor 97-64. And Grace defeats Mount Vernon Nazarene by an 86-64 final. That Bethel-Marion game, by the way, has just 33 seconds left, so barring anything wild, we will pencil in Bethel for a win and Marion for a loss. So that makes the Crossroads standings look like this. Grace and Indiana Wesleyan, number 7 and number 6, still remain tied atop the league standings at both 11-3. Huntington keeping pace. They're one game back at 10-4. And now this is where things get a little topsy-turvy. Marion was all by themselves in 4th, but their loss, presumably here in about 33 seconds to Bethel, will give them a tie into 4th place with Bethel. The Trojans fall from a tie for 5th to solo 6th at 7-7. St. Francis is in 7th place at 6-8. And Mount Vernon Nazarene is the last team making the Crossroads League tournament. They are 4-9. Spring Arbor's loss tonight has them a game and a half back of Spring Arbor. Remember, Mount Vernon Nazarene and Mount Vernon Nazarene and Goshen still have one more game to play. They have 13 games played. Everybody else has played 14. The Maple Leafs on the outside looking in 10th. Spring Arbor is in 9th. Again, a game and a half back of the final playoff spot. So Grace, Indiana Wesleyan, and Huntington have all locked up their playoff positioning. Marion, Taylor, Bethel, St. Francis, Mount Vernon, Nazarene are the rest trying to get in. And right now Taylor sits in 6th. That would send them back to go play the team they played tonight in Huntington if everything ends up how it currently sits. Just one more regular season home game for the Trojans. That comes up a week from Saturday for Senior Day, with both they and the women's basketball team when they both take on the Pilots of Bethel. The Trojans does not get any easier. They saw the 3rd place team tonight, and the next 2 games both on the road. Saturday at Grace and next Wednesday at Indiana Wesleyan. They will see the 2 teams tied for 1st place in the Crossroads League standings. Then they get Bethel and they round out the regular season on Saturday the 18th at Marion. So that covers that. Congratulations to the Taylor women's basketball team. They come back from a halftime deficit down 36-29 at the break. They put up 48 points in the second half, outscoring Huntington 48-37 in the second half. And Taylor women's basketball head coach Jody Martinez and his Trojans defeat Huntington tonight 77-73. On the women's side, they were led by Claycy West, who had a game-high 22 points. 14 for Gretchen Mall on 7 of 8 shooting. 12 points for Jillian Oswald, who was a perfect 10 of 10 from the free throw line, and 11 for Ava Henson as well. Taylor Westgate had 9 points, and she had a game high of 14 rebounds. The Trojans, as a team, shot 86% from the free throw line. They were 18 of 21. On the men's side, our final tonight from inside Odell Arena was Huntington 77, Taylor 57. The Foresters pick up their 5th win in a row. They move to 18-6, 10-4. In the Crossroads League, the Trojans have now dropped 3 out of their last 4 games, and they will take on first-place Grace and first-place Indiana Wesleyan, both on the road, both of their next 2 games, starting Saturday in Winona Lake against the Lancers of Grace. For our entire crew, producer Missy Wilcott and our camera operator Gavi Solagi, our executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Josh Flannery. My name is Rick Johnston. This has been a presentation of Taylor Men's Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. Until we talk to you again for Senior Day a week from Saturday, we say goodnight from Upland, Indiana.
Proceeding has been a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.